Médias sur Africa. L'Afrique parle. Médias sur Africa. L'Afrique parle.
Here an address by His Excellency Brice Clotaire Oligui, President of the Gabonese Republic, Head of State and Head of Government. I request protocol to escort his item to address the Assembly.
Madame la Présidente,
Madam President of the General Assembly, distinguished heads of state and government, distinguished Secretary General of the United Nations, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I would like to most warmly and sincerely congratulate Her Excellency Annalena Baerbock on her election as President of this 80th session of the General Assembly of the United Nations. Madam President, your experience, I am sure, will allow you to effectively carry out the missions of your august post. Rest assured of the full cooperation of my country. Your predecessor, I pay tribute to the outstanding work carried out during his term. And lastly, I would like to once again commend His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of our organization, for all of the efforts that he has constantly made since he took up his office. Gabon, my country, is keenly interested in the UN 80 initiative, which aims at ensuring operational efficiency in the face of global challenges, as well as to optimize mandates within the UN system. Madam President, 1 year ago, before this prestigious assembly, as the President of the transition of the Republic of Gabon, I presented the political process begun in my country after the liberation coup which took place on August 30th, 2023. After the presidential election of April 12th, 2025, for which the process and outcomes were unanimously endorsed by the international community, this transition culminated with my inauguration on May 3rd, 2025, as the first elected president of the Gabonese Republic, thus establishing the foundations of democratic order. As you know, Gabon has undergone a peaceful and exemplary transition that included all of the political parties in our nation. This smooth transition led to an inclusive national dialogue and a constitutional referendum in accordance with the agreed-upon timelines, and it will continue through the holding of legislative, local, and senatorial elections that are free and transparent. To this end, the first and second round of combined legislative and local elections will take place on September 27th and October 11th, 2025. With regard to the election of senators, this will take place on November 8th, and the second round is scheduled for November 29th, 2025, with a view toward a definitive restoration of constitutional order by January 2026. We believe that this peaceful and historic process can serve as a lesson and a model in many other spheres. The people of Gabon have drawn this success from its history, its culture of peace, and its shared vision of the future. Here I would like to express on behalf of the Gabonese people and on my own behalf our sincere gratitude to the United Nations for its multifaceted assistance. I know that I can count on the support of the UN as we implement our National Growth and Development Plan. This plan focuses on bolstering our energy capacity, on strengthening infrastructure, developing the digital sector, and on enhancing youth employment. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabon is standing before you again with a clear message. Our country has changed. After decades of tensions and political and economic missteps, the Gabonese people has chosen the path of reconciliation and renewal, thus becoming the symbol of and testament to the transformation of hardship into hope, of dependency into dignity, of division into unity, and all without bloodshed. Today, Gabon is no longer a country in limbo. It has returned to stand alongside other states, upright, dignified, and ready to take up its rightful place in the community of nations. The new Gabon, the exemplary Gabon that my compatriots are calling for, also means that the state in Gabon must serve its people from now on. But our national rebirth would be futile without a change in the international order. It is no longer acceptable for African nations to remain relegated to the role of providers of raw materials for which others set the price and from which others profit. Therefore, I would like to invite public and private investors to support us through win-win partnerships. We have decided to process our resources on our territory, to create jobs at home, to develop African industries, and to interact with the world on the basis of equity, integrity, and mutual respect as we strive toward happiness. In its path toward development, Gabon